It's your girl Jay, back at it again with the general tarot reading for this Lilith in Gemini transit that is already fucking around. I natally have Lilith in Gemini. So it's been an interesting time already, we'll say that, and I'm sure it's going to come. Now, be sure to check your sun, moon, and rising. We are still in Cancer season, and so there's still plenty of messages to get for daily tarot readings. Check out my Instagram, justj_everything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. You already know Patreon is getting everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Go ahead, you might as well follow the fam. It's going to be, they're the ones who are getting the second portion of the videos, all that good stuff. Anyway, let's get to it. Lilith in Gemini. I'm actually going to be pulling from the Dark Tarot. I love this deck. It's actually super sexy, and so, no, this isn't for kids. But with when we're talking about Lilith, we're talking about your secret hidden nature. We're talking about your darker side, your hidden desires. Lilith can often show us in our natal chart what we were judged about, what we maybe were like made fun of, or it can just show where we received judgment or punishment, or where there may be repression in our lives. I love this little bell. It makes me so happy. Anyway. With Lilith here, you are definitely going to want to explore your curiosities. It's Gemini. This transit is going to be impacting your social groups, the way that you express yourself. Can you also like show your hidden desires? That's a note that I wrote down. It was just like, are you done? Are they hidden anymore? Now that you're, however old you are you able to feel more connected to them? What are you suppressing? What are you repressing? In what ways have you been oppressed or repressed, depressed? It's going to get the wheels turning, especially with Gemini. And you're going to want to explore the things that you've been judged by. And what's fucked up is you're going to want to explore also some things that you've judged other people for. So it's a very big karmic, it's a circle. It really is. And so the way that you speak, the way that you express yourself, the way that you ask questions, it can be more erratic. Like me natally having Lilith and Gemini, it affected my speech pattern. Like I speak well, I'm very articulate, but often my mind and my thoughts move faster than my mouth has the ability to like put them together. And so it sometimes comes out, I'm already stuttering now, where I'm just like trying to put stuff together. And so that could be something that you are experiencing or will experience during this transit. It's going to be until about August 1st or 2nd. Then it goes into Cancer. But that's fucked up. As soon as I started talking about it, I was giving you an example. But my Mercury is also like debilitated in freaking Pisces. So those are my only two like fucked up planets. Everything else is like cardinal and exalted and at home. Anyway, Lilith. Like I said, it's going to affect your friend group, your curiosities, the rabbit holes that you fall down. So I just want to see what messages, how is this Lilith and Gemini transit going to impact us? And what messages are Hydrate. Light it if you got it. Deep breath. Ooh. The 5 of Cups and the 6 of Wands. Look at these cards. The 5 of Cups and the 6 of Wands. Lilith and Gemini may be able to give you help you find some language about some things some grudges that you've been holding on to, some emotional conflicts that have been going on. I feel like this is definitely third-party situations, cheating, infidelity, monogamy, non-monogamy, consensual non-monogamy, relationship anarchy. There are some things that are coming in. I feel like it's going to help you explore some of your heartbreaks and turning your heartbreaks into triumph, into public success and victory. I feel like, for example, some of you may have tried polyamory with a previous partner. It was a disaster. And then now all of a sudden you're in something that's flourishing. Or you find the language or the insight or the information that you need. Or you finally learn the lessons from this past situation that puts you on the prow. That puts you like moving forward, being seen, being really comfortable being who you are. Some of you are like, I just heard love is a battlefield. I'm gonna try to keep this kind of short because I want to do a lot of astrological videos soon. And the Knight of, this is the Knight of Pentacles. They're also like, there's different languages on here. So the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, so some of you are definitely, it's like going back and forth. I'll show it to you upright so you can see how it looks. There's very much so this like battle between light and dark within you. Is your shadow besting you, or have you bested your shadow? Have you slayed that heaviness? Have you slayed the intensity? It's actually, it looks a little confusing, but it's a black dragon in the background, and then this woman with her hands like up riding this white horse. People are seeing your progress. I'm trying to get you to see it. My fucking lighting. Okay, that's a little bit better. Can you see her hands in the air? This dragon riding this white horse that's just keep on going. And so there is something about, but it is reversed. There is something about being honest about with yourself about how far you've come. Some of you, I feel like you have done a really, really good job at projecting your light side and showing people your light side. But now there's something about learning from the demons you've slayed, learning the lessons from all this hard work and details. You can't shy away from the work. Now, I mean, we're talking about Lilith here, and she was the legend. I mean, not legend, but like her story is her being the first woman and then being discarded. So there is something about some element of punishment or feeling alone. This is the 6 of Cups reversed. Yeah, and what's coming up? I feel like there's stuff coming up. I'll show it to you. 6 of Cups reversed. Some of you are seeing things through different eyes. This transit is going to give you the opportunity. I also feel like there may be somebody with heavy Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That you are moving forward, or you're moving forward from. You're understanding. This is something, and it's interesting because like Gemini, of course, is communication and your social group and siblings, short-term travel. Interesting. Some of you may be going on a trip with a sibling or with your kids, or it may, or doing something that you used to do when you were a child would be really healing. Like building a fort, or like camping in the backyard, or something of like when you know, build like a little like make lemonade stand. I don't know where that came from, but it's just like there's something about reverting back to or creating from. Gemini is also play. It's the twins, and so there is something about seeing a different side of yourself. I feel like there's a lot of dualistic lessons that are coming in. Very like aha moments about why things happened in the past a certain way, or why somebody got, it feels almost like, well, they got it better than I did, and now you realize, like, did they? Like, you kind of are having these like retrospective realizations that you're going to have language for. And I also feel like the people, like you get to have some sort of realization about the people who previously judged you or kept you from, or made you feel shameful for, or repressed you in some way for exploring something. And now you get to like, you get to explore with like judgment free or shame free or angry, like, or without anger. Being yourself, coming into your whole self. Some of you, there's loss, there's grief, there's disappointment that you've held on to, that you've worn like a cloak. It's been too long. The Wheel of Fortune reverse came out. And it's going to put us, or make us go back to a point in time where the wheel didn't spin in our favor. There may be someone that you thought you had a soulmate connection with that has Pisces or Sagittarius placements, that you're really like learning some kind of karmic lesson with. Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This is a time that's really going to, it's interesting. I feel like though we're going into such a cerebral sign, with Lilith going into such a cerebral sign as Gemini, it makes me feel like it's going to be tempting us to lean on logic when we're really needing to lean on our emotions. Oof. Two of Cups reversed under the deck. And then the Nine of Cups. Yeah, some of you are going to definitely be thinking about old breakups, old lovers, old hookups, old lessons. Ways that you've come up, though, ways that you've progressed. You may be seeing people that you used to love move on with other people. You may be seeing people that you love make mistakes. And is it a mistake, or is it their fucking path? And you need to allow yourself to really focus on what you're doing and what you bring to the table and what you want to create and having the life that you want to live. And this moving forward is going to have a lot to do with looking at your choices that you've made in the past. Please clarify the Five of Cups. I'm going to clarify with the Shadowscapes Tarot. This is a beauty too, but hard to see on screen. Either way, please clarify the Five of Cups. Ace of Cups. The Chariot. Damn. Okay, some of you, there's a new relationship coming in with a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And there's like victory. victory over this Five of Cups. The Five of Cups to the Ace of Cups to the Chariot. Going from a place of like being maybe reclusive or really skeptical or suspicious of everybody. Look at the claws that she's wearing. It's just like having your armor on. Some of you have been wearing your wounds for a really long time, and you haven't realized how your trauma has manifested, how hard it's made you, how untrusting it's made you. And so it's time to really put the defenses down. Put the armor down. Focus on yourself. Reconnect with your guides. Reconnect with your team. Reconnect with your familiar. Reconnect with your family. Reconnect with the people that you feel safe with. But ultimately, this is about reconnecting with yourself, putting the armor down, putting your intensity down, being willing to look at the situation for what it is and choose to love yourself. And when you do, bam, Ace of Cups, replenishment in your relationships, replenishment within yourself, new love, new relationships, new bursts of creativity. Opportunities coming in to do something you love. This is maybe, singing, creating, dancing, art, some kind of artistry, whatever it is. There is something new that's coming in that gives you victory, triumph, because you were brave enough to integrate, brave enough to face the hurts, brave enough to face the hurts, and it puts you in a position to welcome in new love. And for some of you, you're going out of a period of heartbreak into a new relationship with maybe someone with like Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. There's definitely someone that's very sensitive or emotional, nurturing, and you just may be accessing those parts of yourself within yourself now. Please clarify the Six of Wands. And you doing it for yourself makes it so that other people can see you. Ten of Pentacles. Yes, some of you, this is like you heal your trauma and you move. It finally gets you in a point where you prioritize yourself, and you prioritizing yourself makes you operate differently within your career or at work. And you start to get serious about the bag. You start to get serious about your coin. I love this card. It's her and being like held by a dragon. And interesting, 2 dragons out. And so some of you, you're really needing to access your raw energy within you. Some of you, I feel like you need to get in motion. You need to get in motion. You need to move. You need to be, maybe buy some dragon's breath resin, dragon's blood resin, dragon's breath incense, anything dragon's breath, dragon's blood is going to really help empower you, invigorate you. There's something about releasing that raw energy within you, no longer making yourself small, no longer being afraid to show the gifts that you're given, or show your swag or your stamina or your endurance or your skill, your art, no longer holding anything back. And it puts you in a position to have some stability. There could be new money coming in. Also, you being your whole self brings in people that feel like family, and creating just a new foundation for yourself, a new cycle within the realm of your money. This is success, comfortability that some of you really have access to, especially the fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And earth signs as well. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Sun, Moon, or Rising. It's just a matter of being willing to do the shadow work, being willing to look at our darker nature, our darkest desires, and being honest. If you can't be honest with yourself, who the fuck else are you being honest with? Are you really being honest with everybody? About everything? About you? And you need to figure out who deserves that. And that's for you to determine. Please clarify the Knight of Pentacles reversed. There's definitely a need to evaluate your relationship with work. Are you doing work that you like? Are you doing work that stimulates you? Are you fucking bored? Are you overwhelmed? Have you taken on too much? Are your emotions overriding your ability to focus? Are you needing to really like take a look at your psyche and what's going on? There is just this need to really dive in. Shit. I felt that coming. The Nine of Cups and the Four of Wands. Wow. Some of you, it's really, really important. Nine of Cups was, I think, under here too. Yeah. You have got to master the Nine of Cups before you master the 10 of Cups. Some of you have put a lot of energy into another person, a lot of energy into also maybe your career over love, or some of you have put in so much energy at your job or building your career, and you're really satisfied. Now it's time to like prioritize your relationships. Okay, for those of you who are like married or in a relationship, it's time for you to like find balance between work and home. Some of you that are single are now at a point where you're seeing the fruits of your labor. You're experiencing a new kind of financial freedom, a new kind of financial like experience for yourself. And you're having to really like manage your time differently. You need to really improve your time management. You're really needing to get more organized about your work schedule and your workflow. And that's going to bring personal satisfaction. Some of you who are single need to stop trying to like, don't serial date. Stop serial dating. Allow yourself to get fucking comfortable and fall in love with yourself and build a new relationship with yourself and your spirit team and your purpose. Like while you're here, it's time to master your emotions and end a certain emotional cycle before you pursue marriage or start trying to like propose or saying yes to like a wedding or getting in another relationship. But I also feel like some of you have done the work. And because you've done the work and you've really like focused on yourself and like gotten yourself to a place where you're really proud of in your career, now you are in a point where you're ready to partner. You've done your shadow work. You've also like worked hard on like giving yourself a foundation that you're proud of. This isn't for everybody. Some of you are like still like, fuck, I hate what I do and I don't, I don't know how much I love myself right now. Then you don't need to be in a relationship. It's not anybody else's responsibility to make you feel better. Unless you are married and like deeply committed and you guys have some, like thing going on, you can't just expect just some new person to come in and like be your antidepressant. That's not how it works. Six of Cups reversed. Please clarify the Six of Cups. And some of you, the lessons that are coming up are going to take you back to childhood. That's the root of it. The root of it is what you saw your parents do. The root of it is when your innocence was lost. When you realized that maybe like some of you, your parents had mental illness or mental health and you felt really weak as a child, or you had to really like grow up really, really fucking fast and you just now may be having the time for a childhood, or now having the time to unpack your childhood. But Six of Cups reverse, with clarified by the Strength card, there may be some sort of, there may be a Leo, Capricorn, a Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio coming back from the past, or someone with those signs that made you feel weak in some way. And now you're really finding that at that point that you were with them, you were. And you've learned really big lessons. This energy feels real sassy, so I'm sorry if people are getting offended, but you know, sorry, not sorry. There is this need to like allow yourself to establish a strong enough foundation for yourself where you are willing to do the work and look back at your traumas and unpack. Like, you have the ability to break the cycle. You have the ability to break the generational curse. You have the ability to not take this same pattern, whatever you saw your parents do. It doesn't have to be you too. It doesn't have to be. You can change your stars. You can. You can rewrite your predispositions. You don't have, just because you may be predisposed to some shit, doesn't mean that you make the same choices. So don't take on any kind of victimhood, but also check your relationship to control, because control is an illusion. All that you are in control of is your responses. Everything else is really not in your hands. Please clarify the Wheel of Fortune reversed. But this is, if you do the work and look back at the past and really, like, some of you, I feel like, have conversations to have with your parents, conversations you need to have with your cousins, conversations that you need to have with maybe even just yourself about inappropriate shit that happened, and you may be finding language for it. Some of you, I feel like you get to understand why you have a certain kink also. Or like you get this realization about where the root of the kink came from. But I do feel like, don't be afraid to go back in the past and think about the things from the past, because it is going to be painful, and it's meant to be painful so you can learn the lesson, so that you can break the cycle, so that you can break the wheel. The buck stops here. You can let the light in. You can choose to let the light in a different way. You don't have to make your parents' mistakes. You don't have to make them the same mistakes of the people or that you did in your childhood. But I also feel like, I just heard like your children are not your legacy. So it's time for you to make sure that you are living the legacy that you want to, lead. That you're not living vicariously through other people. That you're not living vicariously through other, through even maybe your children. Wow, the Queen of Swords and the Star with the Six of Swords reversed on the bottom of the deck. Six of Swords reversed says you already know what situations, mind states you need to get yourself out of. Make the move. The Queen of Swords and the Star, clarifying the Wheel of Fortune reverse, says that things didn't go in your favor because it's putting you in the position to articulate and transmute your pain into wisdom, your pain into prose, your pain into healing. And once you really put the work in to articulate it, to tell it like it is, to be honest with yourself, to be honest with other people, it will flourish. You will flourish. You will heal. You will restore. You will get what you want. This is wish fulfillment coming in with the Star. It's just time for you to be really, really clear about enforcing your boundaries. This new chapter that we are entering in, you have to be really okay with enforcing your boundaries and speaking the truth and telling it like it is. Leading with strength. No longer being anybody's victim. No longer not asking the question because of fear, or not expressing yourself because of fear of judgment or holding yourself back. Be fucking weird. Be as weird as you want to be. That's how you find your people. That's how they find you. And you will receive what you want. This is beautiful. This star, this healing, this restoration energy that gets to come in. It comes in once you are willing to make the move. 6 of Swords reversed. It's not just gonna be handed to you. You have to put in the work. You have to do your part. And then let the divine do the rest. I love you. All right, y'all. Lilith is in Gemini, and I want to pull a couple cards from the Dark Tarot because they sexy. Because Lilith is all about tapping into your darker, hidden nature. Lilith can also show you where you received judgment, maybe even punishment, where some repression may have taken place in your chart natally. So take a look at that. I natally have Lilith in Gemini. So this can affect the way that you express yourself, having a fear of expressing yourself. It can also manifest as stuttering and speech impediments. You stumbling over your words, which is also the negative of what I received. I do a lot of, my brain moves really, really fast in my word, and I have a hard time stringing my words together to be able to catch up. And so this trend is going to affect how you communicate, how you express yourself, the questions that you ask, the things that you're curious about. Are you going to allow yourself to explore those curiosities yet? Are you, how you communicate with your friends? It's gonna see some maybe shadows, some stuff in your friend group as well. In your social settings, within your siblings, while you're on trips, things are going to get a lot more curious. And just make sure that your curiosity don't kill your cat, honey. All right. What are the messages that we need? Woo! The devil! Oh my God! So, restriction is coming up. Limitations. There may be stuff going on with a Capricorn or Aquarius. Saturn is currently retrograde in Aquarius right now. So there are big reality checks. I do feel like there are realizations or language that you get to find, or you finding language for your addictions, for heartbreak, for domination. Some of you may be exploring BDSM, maybe exploring power play, maybe exploring with sex, drugs, and rock and roll in some way. So there is this need for you to really allow yourself to be more discerning in whatever curiosity you explore. Make sure that you're really discerning about it so that you don't get attached. Death reversed. Because it's time to face your fear. And that may look like doing some crazy shit, but it's time to face your fear. I can tell you that.